Welcome to Competitive Edge Realty Safety for 2021. We want to ensure that all of our associates are putting their safety first. Let's see what NAR says. There are 56 safety tips from NAR, and at the bottom of the screen you can see the website, so you can take time to write that down and then go out and visit these 56 safety tips on your own. But we've highlighted a few. Number one, keep it light. There's certain times of the year that it gets dark early, so we want to ensure for your safety as well as anyone that you're meeting that you schedule your appointments during the daylight hours. It's okay to let those potential clients know that this is a safety reason. There's not a lot that you can see after hours or after it gets dark. Especially if you're showing land or larger properties, you want to ensure that your clients get the most out of the showing. So schedule during the daylight hours. Touch base with loved ones or a broker or a fellow agent associate, letting them know where you are at all times, giving an update on a calendar and things of that nature to ensure that other people know where you're located. Pick up some self-defense skills. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through this session. Whether it's personal protection and things of that nature, just know how to get away in the event that you find yourself in a compromising position. Choose flight over fight. When all else fails, just run. Have an exit strategy and get away from anyone that you feel that you are uncomfortable with. Pretend that you're on the phone. Ask who's calling, and then also this can also pertain to a customer that's calling you, and you can get all of their information, possibly even asking for a photo ID to be sent prior to you going to showing. Take a few seconds when you arrive at your destination. Check out potential dangers. Look around the property. Like I said earlier, have an exit strategy. When you're going into a property, especially with an open house, unlock the back door. See where all your exits are and make sure that you're paying attention. I'm not going to read through all of these because, of course, like I said, the website is at the bottom of the screen, but we just want to call out a few. And again, take a few seconds to walk towards your destination to check out potential risk. Think long term. Show up early, and like I said, as those previous bullet points are, take a look at your surroundings. Whenever you're parking your car, ensure that you're parking in a way that you can't be blocked in. If it's safer to park on the street versus in the driveway, then do that. If you've got to back into a facility, or if there's a long driveway, pull into the drive and have your vehicle turned in a way that you can escape quickly if needed. And as 37 says, don't get parked in, which we just discussed. Best practices for mobile home showings. Again, know the property, know an exit strategy, have a plan in place. Rely on good neighbors. Again, if you're checking out the facility and you can talk to a listing agent, letting them know that you're going to be showing a property that they have marketed, and then asking them, are there neighbors surrounding the home? And, in the event that you needed an exit strategy, you have someone to reach out to. Be in charge. Take charge of the showing. People sometimes are not who they say they are, so do a little bit more investigative work and have a lifeline. If you can, don't go on showings alone. Have someone with you, even if it's someone that is just sitting in the vehicle, because again, that could be your safety net, that could be a deterrent for anyone doing something bad. So let's talk a little bit about showing property. As we talked about on the previous slide, have a plan. Meet in a public place prior to going to a home if you are able to do that. Always use your gut feeling and sixth sense. We have that for a reason. If something doesn't feel right, 9 times out of 10, it may not be right. And so take along someone else, or just let the customer know that something's come up and you're not able to see them. It's better to be safe than try to go see something that may not be a safe situation. Safety in numbers. Bring a spouse, a friend, or another agent. arm yourself. We're going to talk a little bit about some of these safety devices here in just a moment, but be sure you know how to use whatever you use. Practice, practice, practice. Put yourself in a safe environment, but if you needed to use a keychain or pepper spray or a stun gun, then that you make sure that you know how to use it so that you don't, in a flight situation, you're not accidentally using pepper spray, and because it's a scary situation, you don't accidentally turn the sprayer around and spray yourself. It can be very dangerous. Walk behind your showing clients while you're showing. Try not to have them walk behind you. Have an exit strategy like we've already talked about, and call 911. When you're showing a two-story home or a property that has multiple layers, you don't always have to go upstairs. You can walk through the property and just let your client look around, especially if you're alone. Always allow your client to go upstairs and look around on their own. And if someone is adamant about you going to another part of the property and walking in first, again, use your instinct, use your gut feeling. Just let them know, if they have questions about the property, you can always schedule a second showing or something of that nature. Open houses. Of course, as we previously talked about, there are good tips and tricks, and put those into play even with an open house. Be on your phone when someone comes in. Talk loud even if no one is on the other line. And then you can say, okay, I'll see you in a few moments. It gives the people that are walking in the sense that, one, you're not going to be alone for long. You're on an important phone call, and if anything, a good tip is even have someone on the line so that they can hear you, but the person that's walking through the home doesn't realize that someone is on speakerphone on the other end. Show up early, have an exit strategy, and send someone the address where you will be so they know where to find you. And check in periodically with someone that you know, letting them know that things are going okay. Always set yourself up in an area in the property when you're doing an open house so that you can see people coming up to the door, and again, unlock the back door, have an exit strategy, know where you're going to be at all times. For safety with Competitive Edge, we do offer a safety app. It's called Forewarn. You can reach out to Mal in order to sign up for this program. It's $120 a year, and you just pay for it. You have the service for a year. You can look up an individual's name, their phone number, and see any kind of previous activity, whether there's any criminal activity, their previous address, even their vehicles that they drive. If a phone number is not registered with Forewarn, then it doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. But again, it just means you need to do a little bit more homework to find out who you're actually showing. A few other safety apps that are available. One is called Safe. It's a voice-activated SOS system sending your location to pre-selected contacts. Noonlight. It silently calls for help to your exact location with the tap of a button. Watch Over Me. No button is required on this one. Instead, one only needs to shake the phone, even if it's locked. Additionally, there are other resources that are available. As you can see, the link at the bottom of the phone, smartphone safety apps. It's a great way to find something that works for you. So do your homework, do your due diligence. There are apps out there that are available that are free. And then again, with Forewarn, it's a quick way to check on who you're showing in order to be safe. Self-defense. The RAD program is a program that's offered by local police departments. So check in your local counties and cities to see if this program is available. It's a course that puts you into, again, it's a safe environment, but they put you into real life scenarios that it's almost like muscle memory on how to evade an attack, whether you are out showing on an open house, showing a property by yourself, or just out walking around property, maybe previewing. So again, it's a self-defense course. It's a great way to just arm yourself with your own protection. Protection and self-defense. As I mentioned, we'll talk about some things that you can use to protect yourself. Some feedback has been given that you can use the travel size spray. So whether it's a travel size hairspray, anything that's aerosol, anything that you can spray into someone's eyes, that if you get something in your eyes, you're going to be going down pretty quickly. So any of that travel size aerosol is a great way to protect yourself. Stun guns. Again, practice, practice, practice. Know how to use any type of protection that you have. There's also personal alarm keychains that are available. You hit the button, it sounds a screeching sound for help. You've got mace and pepper spray, but again, make sure that you know how to use it. And again, in one of those, the flight type situation, your adrenaline's going, you want to make sure that you have the aerosol spray turned the right way so you're not accidentally spraying anything in your own eyes. But again, if you get any of that on your hands and rub your face, then you may be compromising yourself versus the perpetrator. There are self-defense knife pins. As associates, we're always writing things down, but as you can see the picture on the screen, you can take the cap off and then you've got a little switchblade there. So again, it may not be for everyone. These are just tips and tricks. So use what you feel comfortable with, and again, there's additional self-defense keychains. Look things up, do your research, and by all means, just make sure that you're protecting yourself. Stay alert, have an exit strategy, call 911, and follow your gut feeling. Competitive Edge Realty in 2021, we want to ensure that all of our associates are safe. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, have a great week, and have a great year.